Hello again, everybody. This is John and Glenn with BestPriceNutrition.com. Today we're going to talk to you guys about the Cellucor Core Performance Creatine. It's their new line, I think, the Core Performance, where they're kind of going after some of the mainstay ingredients. This one specifically is based around creatine monohydrate. Each container has 50 servings, and there's 5 grams of Creapure creatine monohydrate per serving. Creapure is the trademark creatine monohydrate that we know is from Germany. It's tested, so it's kind of the one we recommend when you're going to go with creatine monohydrate. We say, look for the Creapure trademark. A lot of companies use it. They're using 5 grams, so it is efficaciously dosed. Creatine monohydrate, there's a ton of effects of it. It's the most researched performance-enhancing supplement on the market. There's a lot of myths, rumors, things like that about it. The reality is you don't need some novel form of creatine. Creatine monohydrate is the cheapest. It works the best. It's the one that the research has been done on. We have a video, 2 of them actually. We go in depth on creatine and kind of cover all those myths, rumors. So we recommend checking that out if you want more of it. Bottom line is creatine works. It helps with explosive muscle. It's going to recycle ATP, so it's efficaciously dosed, so that's good. Next ingredient here, Glenn.
Creasorb, it's a blend of salts, disodium phosphate, dipotassium phosphate. I believe they're adding that to it to aid in the absorption of creatine. That, by the name alone, Creasorb, I guess.
Yeah, because there's not carbohydrates in here, and sometimes the thought is that you need to take creatine monohydrate with a lot of carbohydrates to get an insulin spike. But that's not necessarily true. More research has come out and shown that actually just in water it's fine, because creatine in and of itself can increase GLUT4, which is a glucose transporter. So in and of itself, it's plenty capable. The biggest thing is just make sure you mix it in enough fluid and drink it down. That's really what it comes down to. So next ingredient?
Betaine anhydrous, 1.25 grams. Betaine, also known as TNG, trimethylglycine. There is a theory that, or an assumption that because it's a methyl donor, betaine is a methyl donor. It's very good, or recommended a lot of times, for lowering homocysteine levels in the body. Being that it's
Which is a marker that's tested for people who might have cardiovascular disease or something like that. So.
And the theory is that being that it's a methyl donor, it could theoretically boost creatine levels in the body. Hasn't been proven, but it's a theory out there that's being tested.
Yeah, so we don't know for sure. And sometimes it's added to products where your methyl you need methyl donors because something else is taking up that methyl group. I believe glycosamine was an ingredient that used to be in some creatine products that would take up that methyl attachment, so to speak. Now, the next is the cinnulin, which is a cinnulin PF, which is a cinnamon bark extract. Cinnamon obviously is a spice. It's purported to increase insulin sensitivity. So again, something that's thought maybe to help increase the absorption. Not sure. I mean, there's some evidence that shows that cinnamon does do that. There's no doubt about that. The question is whether or not you need that in terms of absorbing this creatine. Like I said, the thought was that you used to have creatine with a bunch of sugar, and that was the genesis of products like old Phosphagen HP, Cellucor, things like that. So,
yeah, there is actually a patent out there that whenever a product has creatine and cinnulin or cinnamon bark bonded together, there's a study to support it, but they haven't released, or the study hasn't been published. So, yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt. So there may be some benefits to taking your creatine with these other ingredients added. We do like the fact that there is creatine monohydrate in there. It's efficaciously dosed. Now, it is a little bit more expensive than, depending upon where you're looking at, where you're from, about 5-6 times more expensive per serving. Because creatine monohydrate is pretty cheap. If you buy it pure, even Creapure. So that's something you would need to consider. If these other ingredients, convince you that you need to do that, then that's certainly something you could do. It's not as if they're trying to push some novel new form of creatine which doesn't bloat you and all that kind of nonsense, or exploiting the pH theory on creatine. It's plenty stable, so that there's some out there that try and take advantage of that. That's not going on here. So it's really if it fits into your criteria for that, I guess, is what it comes down to.
Yeah, like John said, just a little bit more expensive than your standard creatine monohydrate. This would work out to be 50 servings and 5 grams, so 250 grams of creatine monohydrate within the tub. So compare that to other creatine products out there. There's some 300 grams and 400 gram products out there, a little less expensive.
Yeah, questions on loading, other effects from creatine, check out those other videos. The latest one we have is what is creatine, why take it, when to take it, something along those lines. If you go to our YouTube homepage, youtube.com/bestpricenutrition, and you just type creatine into the search box, any videos where we talk about creatine will come up, and specifically the two that we really go in depth on
Yeah.
out there too. So if you guys have questions, please feel free to post them in the comments section of the video or the blog. We're happy to answer them in case we miss something. That's obviously always possible. You could also check us out at facebook.com/bestpricenutrition. And thanks for watching.
Thank you.